Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I have got a super long mermaid design to share with you. So I'm working on Danny today, which is my newer flexi hand. This is the flatter, more relaxed pose one, whereas Lottie has a bit of a curve in the fingers. I love them both, but I thought I would work on Danny today, and I do have another new hand to share with you very soon. I've applied some super long coffin tips. These are lovely. And now I'm just going in with my Perfect Nails clear acrylic to do my thin clear base, ready for the design. And here we go. So on the middle finger, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the middle finger, I am going to be doing a reverse smile line to do a bit of a French look. So I've got the peach mask, possibly the pink mask, I'm not sure. One of the masks from Perfect Nails. And I've just applied my first bead. Because these are long nails, I'm going to do it in a couple of beads. Don't feel you have to do it in one bead. If you are not confident, if they are longer nails, you do it 2 or 3 beads. Whatever works best for you. So I've applied my first bead. Use the brush to shape that nice smile line, make sure I've got a nice even wall all the way around, and then once I was happy with that, I've gone in with my cuticle bead and then blended that into the first one, so I've got no sharp lines or anything that are going to make the nail itself look horrible when I come to file. Now I'm pretty sure, touch more, wasn't happy, I encapsulated it in clear to build the apex, but I could be wrong. We will have to wait and see what I do, because I honestly cannot remember. But so I've applied that. I'm just letting it set slightly, always going in at that smile line, tidying it up, making sure it's nice and neat. The more work you do with the brush, the less filing you have to do, but don't worry. If it's not perfect, you can file it. Now on the pinky, yeah, I was right, that was the middle finger, I'm just doing a little bit of that same cover powder at the nail bed and exactly the same on the index finger. So just blending that down just past what would be the natural free edge if this was real. It's not, so there's nothing natural, but just blending it past that, because you know me, I don't like to see any natural lines. Yep, I did cap it in clear acrylic. I just find this much easier, and I think it gives it a slightly more natural look. So just built up the nail bed base with my cover powder and then going in with my clear acrylic to cap. Gonna leave that to set before I just file it up, and I'm going in with a large bead of clear acrylic, and I'm just pulling that from where that cover powder blended out to the very tip. I want to keep a bit of thickness here because I'm going to do an imprint with some lace netting. So I've put that netting in my clear powder. This helps it not to stick, and then press it into that semi-set acrylic. You don't want it to be fully set, you don't want it to be too soft, it's got to be just right. It can be a little bit of trial and error, though I wasn't worried if I did sort of pull a few of those little bits of acrylic out. Just sort of adds to the effect. Or cover it in glitter. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the index finger. So just pulling that bead down, keeping it thick. Taking my netting lace out of the clear acrylic and then pressing it into that clear acrylic that was semi-soft. It was a bit too soft, so I'm just going to sprinkle some clear acrylic on top, and this is just going to help it not to pull it away as I gently pull the netting off. Very gently, very gently. I'm not worried if it's not perfect. I pulled a little bit away, but it's not the end of the world. And now I'm going in with some white acrylic, and I'm just teeny tiny little beads, and I'm really pressing that in to those gaps. So really pushing it down, rubbing it in, keeping it nice and wet, because then it really like sloops down. Do you like that word? I think I made that up. It sloops down into those gaps and fills them. And then we'll just file off the excess that's on top that we don't want. So I'm doing that. And as you can sort of see, I'm pointing at it. You can't see me pointing, but where I just put that bead, I pulled some of the clear away. Doesn't matter. You just get a bit more white. It's not the end of the world. So really pressing that, pushing that in, rubbing it in, brushing it in, whatever you want to say, so that it sloops. Loving that word. Sloops into those gaps. So now I have fully filled that imprint with the white acrylic. We're going to let it set, and then I'm going to file away the excess, even out the nails, file the smile line, and then we're ready to carry on with the design. And the next thing this design needs is glitter. So I have got from the Iridescent multi-mix, and this is from the Mermaid stacker, Amatheia and Cleodora. I think that's how they're pronounced, but I will pop it in the description box. And I'm just going to chuck a load of glitter at these nails now. So on those two imprinted netted designs, I'm going with sort of a little bit on a bit of a swoosh, a jaunty swoosh, from the cuticle just across where the two colours meet, or the two bits meet, so the cover to the imprinted. A little bit more where I wasn't sort of fully happy with the imprint, but I think I filed it away because I didn't like the glitter on it either. And I'm just sort of going with the flow, seeing how I felt with the glitter. Now I did the imprinting, I kept it all thin so this could all be encapsulated, but if you built the structure with your initial bead, so which would be the clear, and then did the imprint, you wouldn't need to cap it. But I knew I wanted glitter, so it would need to be capped. I hope that makes sense. No idea if it does, but I hope it does. On the ring finger, I'm going to do a ombre between the two glitters. So I'm starting with the purpley one. Pretty sure that one was Amatheia, could be wrong. Could have been the other one. So I'm working little beads with this. It's a long nail and it's quite a chunky glitter, so little beads from the cuticle just down past the free edge, and I'm going to let that set slightly before I go in with the next glitter. Around that freshly filed smile line, I'm going to go in with the same glitter, get right up into those wings, press it down because we don't want bits of glitter sticking up or loads of bulk, because we do need to encapsulate this and I don't want to file away good glitter. And then just fading it out ever so slightly down the nail, and then I'll put the other glitter at the tip. And then I'm going to do the same as I did on the pinky on the index finger, I think, unless I did it in the other colour glitter. It's been a while since I did these, so it'd be a surprise for you and me. So I must have done it in the other colour glitter. So as you can see here, I'm going back to that ombre, and now I'm filling in the tip with that greeny one, which I think was Cleodora, but I could have them muddled. So on top of the blend out of the first glitter right down to the very tip, if you're not happy where that blend is between the two colours, you can go back to the first glitter, which I probably did. It sounds like the sort of thing I would do. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to do the same on the smile line nail. So just applying some of that glitter, just wanting it to overlap and then bringing it down. I love these two glitters together. So mermaidy, but they were from the Mermaid stack, so that's exactly what you'd expect. And then like I did with the glitter on the ring pinky, on the pinky, I'm going to do that with this glitter on the index finger. So really at the moment I'm just faffing because it's looking pretty good, but like there's the odd bit of glitter which I feel is out of place. You couldn't tell if you were looking at it, but me, there's just something about me. Once I'd faffed for 5 minutes, we go onto the index finger, and I'm doing exactly the same as I did on the pinky, but with the other glitter, the Cleodora, I think, or the other one, whichever one. I didn't really have any plan on how I was applying the glitter on these two imprinted nails. I knew I wanted to cover up the transition between the cover powder and the imprint, and I knew if there was some parts of the imprint I wasn't happy with, I might put the glitter on, but then when it came to the final nail I didn't like the glitter, so I filed it off. Oh, I forgot about this. Now, just to make it even more mermaidy, I've got some Abalone shell pieces, I think that's how you say it, or Abalone. So I've just taken some sort of greeny colour to match the glitter and then broken it into little pieces, and then a wash of clear acrylic, and then I've just applied it on top of that clear acrylic. It's very thin, so it sticks down quite nicely and encapsulates really nicely. So just adding a touch more in that glitter, just for a little bit more of a mermaidy design. Plus I've got loads and loads and loads of this shell and I don't use it very often, so I thought, why not? What could be more appropriate for a mermaid design than seashell? And I think it's so beautiful top coated. I've got some gold sort of starfish charms, and I'm going to apply these on my full glitter nail. So I've done a wash of clear acrylic, and now I'm just picking those up with a wax picker upper tool and just pressing them into the wet acrylic. And as you can just see, I did the same on the thumb as the ring finger and the ombre. So these have now been encapsulated in clear acrylic and filed to shape, straightened up those side walls, refined the surface, and they're looking pretty good, even if I do say so myself. So now we're just going to give them a good clean. We want to get rid of any dust, and I'm going to add some bling to that middle finger and my nail bed. So using my Perfect Nails gel glue and a little micro swab to apply it. I prefer to use the micro swab than the brush from the gel itself. I've got a selection of Seaside charms, gold to match my little starfish, and then a selection of crystals from Crystal Parade in sort of greens, blues, purples, and even a touch of yellow, I think. Just picking out the colours from the glitters, and I'm just going to create a crystal design. So I'm going to flash cure as I go, because that means I'm not going to mess up the design. Once I'm happy with something, I like to flash cure and then move on to the next bit. So a touch more of my gem glue, and here you can see I'm just building it up just around the cuticle, sort of up to where the smile itself starts to take shape in a selection of greeny, bluey, purpley, yellowy crystals. Repeat the same thing on the other side. I like them to be the same, and then give them a good cure once finished. And then the last thing I decided to add was this gold mermaid right in the middle. So a big dollop of that gem glue, then fully cure all of that gel glue, gem glue, whatever you want to call it, glue, so that your crystals are stuck into place. And then finally we can wave our magical wand and top coat these nails. Perfect Nails top gel as always, and here we're going to see that shell and the glitter fully come to life. We'll see those little seashells embedded in this nail, and just the full mermaid look of this design is going to come back to life. On that middle finger with all those crystals, we want to get right up to them, right around them, and that mermaid, this is going to add added protection to keep them in place, which is very important on a client. Not so important on Danny here, who will have these nails whipped out in a second, ready for a new set. But yeah, so just dotting on some glue so that I can get, not glue, top gel, so I can get in and around with my little detailer brush right up to those crystals. Then I'm going to finish off top coating the other nails, pop in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds, and then these mermaid design, or this mermaid design, is done. And here they are, out of the lamp, fully cured and done. And I quite like these. But what do you think? Personally, I think Ariel would love these, but you'll just have to take my word for that because we can't ask her. But yeah, I did enjoy creating these and I loved how they turned out. Several different techniques and ideas gone into this, but I really liked them. Now, obviously, if you were working on a real Dani, not a practice Dani, you want to finish off with some cuticle oil, but practice Dani does not need it. That is it for this video today, and I really do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, and if you have enjoyed this video and like this set, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, or even if you're not but you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. I have some amazing designs, even if I do say so myself, coming soon. But that is it for me today. I'm going to swim off into the sunset and I'll see you again very soon. Bye! Mwah!